Welcome to Weird Christmas Songs, where we talk about weird Christmas songs. And that's it. Today we're looking at everyone's favorite novelty Christmas tune, Dominic the Donkey. I non-ironically love this song. I just don't know why. It's fun and it's silly, and honestly, based on the research that I did, it sounds like it was written for that exact purpose. So Dominic the Donkey was released in 1960 by Lou Monte, who was a singer active around that time period, 50s, 60s. Lou Monte was born as Luigi Scaglione, and he was from the most Italian place a person can be from, which is North Jersey. He was very proud of his Italian-American heritage, and he had actually recorded some other Italian novelty songs before Dominic. He had a minor hit with Peppino the Italian Mouse, so Dominic the Donkey was kind of a natural fit for him. There are rumors that the Gambino crime family financed the making of Dominic the Donkey, but I could not find anything that backed that up. As an aside, it must be so frustrating being Italian and constantly having to deal with the mob comparisons and interjections anytime anything Italian comes up. Like, I'm Colombian, and anytime that comes up, it's like, oh, drug cartels and narcos. From one crime country to another, I see you. Anyways, here's a couple fun facts about the Dominic the Donkey lyrics. The writers of the song had also done some of the other Italian songs that Lou Monte had sung, like Peppino, like I just mentioned. And they put in a bunch of Italian words as kind of an Easter egg for any Italians who were listening at the time. So here is your official Dominic the Donkey vocab list. They use the word paisans, which is countrymen. Comadres and cupares is like godfathers, godmothers. They mentioned that they do a tarantelle, which they mean like tarantella. It's like a regional dance. And at the end, when he says il ciucciarello, he means il ciucciarello, which is the little donkey. Anyways, it's hard to pinpoint why Dominic the Donkey is so entertaining, but I truly do love it. I couldn't find a ton of information about it, but the information that I did see really warmed my heart. It's a cult classic, it's good, and I will not be responding to any Dominic the Donkey hate in my comment section. Thank you. Welcome back to Weird Christmas Songs, where I talk about weird Christmas songs, and that's it. Is the Chipmunk Song, aka Christmas Don't Be Late, your favorite Christmas song? Well, if it is, you're not entitled to financial compensation, you weirdo, but you are entitled to a sense of self-satisfaction, knowing that people in the 50s were pretty crazy about it too. Let me back up and tell you a little bit about the man who created Alvin and his little friends. His name was Ross Bagdasarian. He was Armenian American, and he went by his stage name, David Seville. His original claim to fame was writing the deeply problematic song Witch Doctor, which you might know as the song that goes like this. Yikes. The way that Bagdasarian went about recording this was by singing normally and then speeding up the record so that he could get a more high-pitched, just generally sillier sounding voice. That technique, combined with apparently him seeing a chipmunk at Sequoia National Park, gave him the inspiration he needed to create Alvin and the Chipmunks. The entire concept of Alvin and Theodore and the other one started with this song. Bagdasarian wrote, performed, and produced the song all himself. It was just supposed to be a novelty song, but he put in the effort. He even worked in the mention of a hula hoop, which was kind of the 1958 equivalent of getting an Among Us-shaped fidget popper for Christmas. And the song was a smash hit. It was the only Christmas song to hit #1 on the Billboard charts until Mariah Carey did that in 2019. The Chipmunks record was unbroken for 61 years. He sang it on the Ed Sullivan Show. It was panned on American Bandstand. It got the lowest possible score that it could get, but it outsold anyways. That's just straight up chipmunk power. Alvin and the Chipmunks even got their own TV show right after in 1961. I mean, it got canceled almost immediately, but still. Yeah, I watched an episode. But nevertheless, the Chipmunks remained a very well-known franchise. And when Bagdasarian passed away in 1972, his son, Ross Bagdasarian Jr., took over the mantle as the Chipmunk voices. There were more albums, there was the TV show, and there was whatever the hell a squeakquel is. That's all I have on Alvin and the Chipmunks. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, but it was a popular song. Tune in tomorrow for our next Weird Christmas song. Welcome back to Weird Christmas Songs, where I talk about a weird Christmas song, and that's it. Today, I wanted to take a look at Snoopy vs. the Red Baron, which is a song by the Royal Guardsmen from 1966. My dad hates this song, but I actually kind of like it, so whatever, Dad. The Royal Guardsmen were actually just 6 high school and college age guys from Florida who were trying to cash in on the whole Beatlemania thing. They started out as the Posmen? And they were basically a cover band that played all the music that was hot at the time. They started making original music, and their first song, Baby Let's Wait, was a flop. But their second song was Snoopy versus the Red Baron. They wrote it based around the original Peanuts comic strips because most of the TV specials that you and I know and love hadn't even been released at that point. In case you're not familiar with the song, it's literally just Peanuts enemies to friends fanfic. Snoopy is a pilot in the war, and because it's Christmas, the Red Baron invites him over for dinner. The Red Baron is technically a Nazi, but don't think about that for this song. It's catchy though, I swear. It actually peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Couldn't beat that Alvin and the Chipmunk record, but that's okay. Not everybody's got chipmunk power. And for a couple years there, the Royal Guardsmen had it made. They toured the song, they did TV appearances, they were sharing billing with the Monkees, the Beach Boys. It was pretty sick for a hot second there. But you can only ride the novelty song train for so long. They actually made a bunch of other Snoopy-themed songs, none of which did as well as Snoopy versus the Red Baron. And then some of the other members kind of started to feel a little boxed in by the whole "we're the Snoopy band" thing, which is understandable. The dissolution of the band was amicable, and they stayed in touch. There was a brief reunion in 1976, and then a bigger reunion in 2004 when they met up for their high school's 50th reunion. And then they released another Snoopy song called Snoopy versus Osama bin Laden. I don't mean to laugh because it's serious. Okay, it's not. I don't think you need me to tell you that it's not good. And to make things worse, Snoopy versus Osama was written in 2006, and then when Osama bin Laden was actually killed in 2011, the surviving members of the band released a press statement reminding everyone about their song. Don't think about what they're trying to imply with that. You know what? Don't even think about that. Snoopy versus the Red Baron is all we need in our life. It's a good song as it is. It's Christmassy. It's all we need. Just get out of my face. Welcome back to Weird Christmas Songs, where I talk about weird Christmas songs. That's it. Today, I'm not talking about one song in particular, but more of a subgenre of weird Christmas songs, which is the 12 Days of Christmas parody. There are so many 12 Days of Christmas parodies, it's literally not even funny. Like, actually, none of them are funny. It just strikes me as a really odd choice for a parody song, you know? I mean, it's already a pretty long song as it is. It's a little tedious to listen to. I think people just like thinking up 12 things to fit their theme. You know what? Whatever. Let's just talk about them. There's the 12 Drinks of Christmas, where you list 12 different alcoholic drinks, and as you sing, you're supposed to get progressively more drunk. British comedian Jasper Carrot had a version, and American comedian Faye McKay had one that was called the 12 Days with a Z of Christmas.
9 margaritas, 8 sweet old-fashioned, 7 Johnny was a stripper. I never... yeah. Oh, God. 4 Rufus Shells, 3 Ochotukan.
There's the 12 Pains of Christmas by Bob Rivers. That's just 12 bad things about the holiday, but the bad things are like talking to my mother-in-law and having to donate money. What? It's funny. There is the excruciating 12 Days of Christmas medley, beloved by white men in college a cappella groups. And that's just the original 12 Days of Christmas, but with other recognizable Christmas songs scattered in there. Because the original just wasn't long enough. Jeff Foxworthy has the Redneck 12 Days of Christmas. A precursory Google search gave me the 12 Days of Quarantine and the 12 Months of Trump's Mess, written in 2017. Oh, honey. Anyways, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I will leave you now with the most culturally relevant of the 12 Days of Christmas. Take it away, Cyan Apollo.
On the first day of Among Us, my crewmates sent to me a task in electricity. On the second day of Among Us, my crewmates sent to me 2 sus imposters and a task in electricity. On the third day of Among
Welcome back to Weird Christmas Songs, where I talk about weird Christmas songs. That's it. Today's song is definitely one most people will know, and I'd argue it's probably the most played out of this weird Christmas song list. It's a little tune by the name of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Okay, yeah, I hate this song. I've told you my opinions on all the other songs. Why stop now? It's just like, not to be a feminist, but why is Grandpa so happy that Grandma's dead? Your wife of 58 years wandered out into the snow without her medication and was murdered by someone's magical pet, and you're watching football and drinking beer? Show some respect for your wife, bro. But let's talk about how this song came to be. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer was written by Randy Brooks, and he said that one of his friend's grandmas used to drink a lot of eggnog around the holidays, and then afterwards would say she felt like she got hit by a reindeer. So there's that. The song was originally performed by a husband and wife duo, Elmo and Patsy. Elmo of Elmo and Patsy was Elmo Shropshire, who was a veterinarian turned bluegrass musician. So, pretty normal so far. The song was released in 1979 and it was a big hit. And then Elmo and Patsy got divorced in 1985, so Elmo went and re-recorded and re-released the song on his own. Twice. Yikes. The general population is pretty divided on whether this is a classic Christmas song. Some people hate it, but others find it pretty classic, and it certainly does have a grip on society. There was an animated special released on Cartoon Network based around the song in 2000. Have not seen it, heard it was awful, so, I might see it. And you'd think that a classic song like this wouldn't be subject to some of the parody editions we've seen with others, but no, there's a good amount of them. Some of which I don't think I'm allowed to say on TikTok, and one of which from 2002 is called Osama Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Please, I just want one Christmas song that doesn't somehow involve Osama bin Laden. Anyways, go check on your grandmas tonight. Stay frosty, literally. And thanks for watching Weird Christmas Songs.